Hello everyone and welcome to your March 2022 reading. This is a collective reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign. I have some announcements and some things to tell you about the format changes, but before I get into that, I just want to say for anyone who's new and just coming to see me for the first time, hi, I'm Nonamae. Also, collective readings can't obviously capture what's going on specifically for every single Aries or Sagittarius or whatever, right? So I would say take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And also check out, if you're checking out your sun sign, check out your your rising sign I would suggest next, and then your moon I would say maybe last, for whichever resonates with you the best, right? So there might be one that resonates more this month than the other. The other thing is that we are self-determined, not predetermined, so please remember that. If you hear something that feels anxiety inducing in some way, then make sure to just kind of check in with yourself and remember that if you hear something that sounds scary or disturbing, there is a reason for that. That information is given to us so that we can kind of course correct. It's like you see the train coming down the tracks and you have the ability to step off to the right or step off to the left, whichever way that you want to go, right? So just keep that in mind. I do think that there's an amount of fate somewhere in our lives in the world, but I think for the most part it's really about our free will. So sometimes I think the information that we get gives us the information to either affirm certain things or to let us know, hey, maybe you want to shift track, so that's all I really want to say about that. If you do want a specific reading, you want something that's definitely more about your situations, what you're dealing with, and is specific to your energy, then I would recommend getting a personal reading, and the link for that is down below. Okay, that's all out of the way. That's all said. Now let's get into some stuff that I'm pretty excited about. So laugh if you must, but I have to have notes so that I can remember to say everything I wanted to say to you guys. So I'll try to move through this as quickly as possible. This is also for your benefit so that I'm not long-winded, even though we all know I'm long-winded. So I don't go on forever. All right. So there has been a shift in the format this month, and that's really more so based on the feedback that I got. So a lot of people DM'd me that watched it, maybe not a lot of people, but a few people DM'd me that watched it, and they let me know what they thought I could maybe shift. And so I took that into account, and the things that I kind of heard over and over, I thought, well, let me experiment. So if I moved something that you really liked and wanted me to keep from the last month, please let me know. Throw it down in the comments or shoot me a DM like the other people did. And then that way I can kind of gauge how to continue to improve the format here, right? Okay, so that all said, let's get on to all of the announcements that I'm pretty excited about. All right, so last month we had our first Cards and Cocktails events. We did 2 on Valentine's Day, and they were so much fun. So I'm definitely keeping them. I'm hoping that they really even continue to pick up. Right now, I'm looking at once, maybe twice a month. So the best way to really know about that is to stay in contact with me. I'm gonna start trying to plan them ahead of time and put them in the descriptions for these videos. But for right now, the best way is through social media. So definitely check out the links for that so that you can stay in touch if you want to be a part of it. But it was super fun. Cards and Cocktails is just bring your cocktail, bring your mocktail, bring your wine, and bring your questions. And it's totally free. It's just hey, let's hang out. Let me pull cards about whatever your questions are. And I just hung out for as long as there were people coming through. So it was so much fun that I decided I'm gonna definitely continue doing it. So if you want to know when the next one is, I'm thinking it might be second week of March, so I'm not really sure yet. I'm trying to solidify those dates currently, in the next couple of days. So those should be up soon. Along with that, I'm considering doing a tarot after dark kind of thing. And that's kind of bring your juicy, dark, shadowy types of questions and let's kind of dig into it, right? And that's another kind of hangout that I'm considering. If that sounds cool with you, please let me know, because it's what helps me know what to continue to create, right? Okay, so next thing is, right, I have some new, see, this is why I have a list. I have some new options on Patreon for weekly and monthly readings. So, and those are also live version, doing live readings with me, or just one-to-one, or doing a recorded. So, and those are different pricing tiers. But if you are looking for just kind of like ongoing guidance around, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with some relationship stuff or something with business or a project, or you just like having the consistent guidance about certain things and you just want to have that and know what's going on for the week or the month, then those options are available to you. So you can do a monthly reading, live or recorded. You can do a weekly reading, live or recorded. The weekly readings are 30 minutes long and the monthly readings are 90 minutes long, sometimes 90 plus, depending on what's really coming up. So I'm only at the beginning opening up 4 spots for each of those tiers because I just want to make sure that I'm able to deliver on time. And so I don't want to have an influx of people and not be able to deliver. So I might open up more spots, but for right now I'm keeping it at 4 for each of those tiers. So that's just opened up. I really just created that the other day. All right. So along with that, with Patreon, I noticed that it's lacking in some flexibility for purchase options. So I do recognize, because these are collective readings, perhaps because every month your sun, moon, or rising may not be resonant with you, like maybe one month it is and one month it isn't. And so if you're doing Patreon, you're subscribed to getting them every month, right? So I have decided that I need to create a, it's been a long time coming, but I need to just create a really simple web page. So I'm working on that. It might take me 1 to 2 months, but I want to be able to offer that if this particular month resonates with you, that you can purchase a one-off instead of needing to really be in a subscription for that. I think that the monthly and weeklies make more sense for Patreon. So I'd like to have some flexibility in that. So for right now, you can do it through Patreon, but I am trying to have that out, like just a really simple, it's not going to be a fancy web page or anything like that, just a simple, you know, able to purchase those. Also, the options are a little limited for how to create bundles. So let's say that you really want to buy your sun and rising, or your sun and moon, just basically 2 out of the 3, or you want your sun, moon, and rising extended because you want all of them. So if you want something like that, or let's say that, you know, you watched your sun sign, your friend watched their sun sign, and you guys both want the extended, I want you guys to be able to just purchase those for the month. So there will be options to purchase 2 or to purchase 3, and those bundles of course will just be at like a little bit of a discounted rate, so that, you know, because you're buying more than one. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's on the horizon. That's something that I'm creating. With so much on my plate right now, honestly, it might take me about like 1 to 2 months to actually get that done. So okay, there's that. Sorry, just a little bit more. So the new and full moon readings that I talked about last month for starting. So I didn't do them for the month of February, and I am considering, I'm not sure whether I should do a recorded version here on YouTube or whether I should do a live hangout. So I would love some feedback about that if you guys could let me know so that I know what to create. But this new moon that is kicking off March on March 2nd is going to be huge. Really, really big. Lots of astrologers that I follow and trust, and other people that I know energetically have been talking about this, and it is going to be a big one. So because of that, I already have a lot on my plate that day. I may not be able to make the new moon for this month for March, but then the full moon in Libra, which I believe is on the 18th, I may be able to do one, or I'll definitely be able to do one then. So I'm not sure whether I should do a live, because then at least you guys can join and then just show up and ask your questions and we can just hang out, or whether I should do a collective, just one overall. So let me know your thoughts about that. I'm gonna make that decision in the next probably week and a half tops, so that I can get that information out there to you guys. Okay, this is the other thing. All right, this is a big deal. I don't know if you guys are aware that Facebook has made changes that are going to be effective on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know whether YouTube is following suit. I have no idea. I need to do more research on this, but they are effectively changing the way that people in certain fields are able to be discovered, or their ability to market to people who are interested in what they have to offer. Amongst those are astrologers and tarot readers, spiritual coaches, things like that. So definitely affects the realms that I'm in. So we don't really know the extent to which this is going to affect things. So I'm already kind of looking ahead and trying to see where I might put my attention, what other things I can create as a result to pivot because of this. So one of the things that I just wanted to kind of bring to your attention is if you weren't aware of this, check it out for yourself. I'm also going to do more research and see kind of how it rolls out and what it looks like. But if there are certain astrologers that you really resonate with, tarot readers, people in these realms, including myself, it's really helpful to us to just share what we're offering. If you resonate with it, if you like the content, more than ever, it's going to be about supporting community. And so I definitely am planning to do that myself with the astrologers and the tarot readers and the spiritual workers that I actually follow and work with. So I feel like, there's a lot of talk about why this is happening and that it's another level of censorship. And I am kind of holding off on what I totally think about it until I see how this actually plays out. However, it's not necessarily encouraging. So I just wanted to bring that up. It is helpful. Please do share it for myself, for you, for like your friends, for other people that, that you follow, that you resonate with. Just something to know is that sharing and being in community is probably going to be the way that most of us who do what we do are able to continue doing what we do. So I just wanted to mention that. And also to stay in touch. And for right now, I haven't created any other kind of platform to bring people onto. So for right now, I mostly post on Instagram. My Instagram handle is down below, so definitely follow me if you're not following me already. That's the main way that you can stay up on the cards and cocktails, the tarot after dark, the new and full moon readings, and any kind of new announcements that I roll out. Speaking of which, I am rolling out a referral, kind of like an affiliate type of link program thing. And so that'll be in effect probably by the next 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. So it could be sooner, the first half of the month for sure. And I'm trying to decide on what it is that I want to be able to give back and reward you guys with for sending a referral. It's a really easy link, and you just basically get your own personal link and you can share it very easily. And I want to make sure that I say thank you. So I'm thinking maybe a discount on personal readings with me as a reward. Let me know your thoughts. If you have ideas for what you think you would like and what would be a thank you to you that would feel good for sending a referral, then please let me know so that I can kind of get the wheels turning on that. I definitely want to release that quickly. So, and the other thing is, with all this is the last thing, I swear. So moving ahead, looking ahead, and not knowing how this is all going to affect us, I am looking at another live streaming platform that's relatively new, and it allows for posting your questions in a chat and for doing live readings and all the things. But I think the struggle has been trying to figure out doing readings on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and do I do cards and cocktails on each one of those or only on one, and where do I do all of the hangouts? And this is kind of one way for me to bring everyone together into one space. You don't have to create an account, you don't have to sign on to a program or anything like that, but you just have the link, kind of like a Zoom, and you just hop on. So this is something that I'm actually gonna probably be trying out. That looks like more towards the end of March. So again, if you stay in touch with me, otherwise I will be probably announcing it on next month's readings. Okay, that is everything. That was a lot, but a lot has developed and a lot is moving. By the way, I am loving this. My friend, I'm just gonna call you out, Crystal, she gave me this beautiful kimono and I just love wearing it, and I'm wearing it today, so I had to look at it in the screen. I love this. So thank you, Crystal. I love it. Okay, I think that's all. So please enjoy your readings this month. Let me know if you have any feedback, and thank you for your patience and for listening to all that if you did. And please share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next month. Enjoy. Bye. Hello, Aries. Welcome to your March 2022 reading. Please remember this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising signs. If you want a more personalized reading and something that really speaks to your personal situation, your personal energy, and like to have a more accurate read in that way, links down below so that you can book a personal reading with me. Also, some really new cool things that are on the horizon that I'm pretty excited about. So if you skipped forward to this point, go back and listen to the first part of this video. And I am talking about, you know, all of the new exciting things that are unfolding, the different kinds of events that I'm doing online. So that's pretty cool. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So I've taken time to clear my energy, clear all the decks, and the format has shifted based on the feedback that I've gotten from last month. So we're going to go with that. And if you'd like to weigh in on that, I'm open to feedback. I'm open to hearing what you would like to see me keep or what you'd like for me to move on from. So, all right, for Aries, let's take a look at what's actually happening for you in general. That's a great card to start with, Aries. So, also happy birthday to some of you, Aries. Some of you, it starts later this month for the month of March, right? So happy birthday and happy early birthday, because it's not going to happen until after we get till later in the month, but happy birthday to you. All right, we had 2 cards come out for your spiritual advice. So we are going to get into these more deeply, so we're just going to lay them out first, and then let's take a look at business, career, finances, what's going on for Aries. We have a very Aries card that popped up for you. So, and then we have the challenge, spiritual advice. So let's get into it, and then we will dive a bit further in, right? Okay, perfect. If you guys can hear that, that's actually an animal that is under my house. If you can hear that scratching. Okay, Aries, so let's take a look at one of the best cards that's actually in the entire deck, in my opinion, is the Sun card, right? So you have the Sun card that's showing up here. This is being in a space where you have the overall feeling of being free and open. Things feel abundant. Life is coming in, you know? It's like this is the naked child on bareback on a horse in the sun with sunflowers. The weather is beautiful and perfect, right? So this is actually the mark of abundance. By the way, if you can actually hear somebody is getting a tow outside of my house, I hope that it doesn't mess with the recording, but we're gonna keep going and hope that it's all right. So what we see here as part of the challenge that is coming up in general, right, for the month of March, is like the 7 of Pentacles. Now the 7 of Pentacles, what we're looking at here is having done the work to cultivate and create the garden. So in order to have the things that you're wanting to have, in order to build either the relationships or the business partnerships or the kind of life that it is that you want, it's needing to actually put in the work. It can't just be all sun, fun, play time. There's a time and place for that. But the challenge is in feeling like putting in the work that's necessary to create the thing that you're wanting to create in your life, right? Like there are different times of harvesting in the season. There are different times to actually work with the energy and harvest it and be in a space of abundance. But then there's like the tilling the soil, there's the growing and being attentive to the garden every day. What are you needing to actually pay attention to daily? What are you needing to put your time and attention and effort into, and really continue to stick with it, continue to work with this, right? We're moving into a period of time astrologically, without getting too much into it, astrologically, we're moving into a space where the next couple of years, especially this next year, are going to be about this kind of cultivation. You might need to really partner up with people. If you haven't already reached a place in your world with whatever you're trying to create where it's already happening, the snowball effect is already happening, it's already like moving forward, then you need to be able to partner up with others. But we need to actually put the work in for the collective, for all of us, right? So, but for you specifically, for the month of March going into this, it's like there might be some resistance in the amount of work and attention and energy that needs to be put in to cultivate what you're wanting to cultivate, right? So
that's the challenge that's showing up here. You have two cards that show up for your spiritual advice, right? And what we have is the Page of Swords and the Nine of Cups, right? So this is being like, actually, what I like about this is, and I think that it goes well with the Aries kind of energy anyways, is being somebody who needs to just speak what's there to be spoken. The Suit of Swords, and especially the pages, have this more youthful way of being able to say the things that are there to say in almost kind of like an innocent way. There's an authenticity about the way that, let's say, maybe children express what's true, right? When you ask them a question, they're not considering sometimes that your feelings might be hurt when they're being blunt about their honesty. They're just very honest about what's there to say. So there are some communications that need to happen in your world where you're needing to be maybe not blunt to the point where you're not being tactful, but remembering the kind of purity that comes with that type of innocence in speaking what's authentically there to be spoken. And also remembering to enjoy your life. These two cards are connected that I see here, right? Like the Sun and the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is like you're enjoying the libations, the good food, you've put in the work, and you're like having these good feelings of contentment and feeling, you know, satisfied in a way, satiated in a way, right? So there is speaking the truth and remembering to live that good life, like live that good life, remembering to be in touch with this kind of abundant energy, right? Now, that is a general part of the reading, obviously. And we're going to get into now the business aspect. So business, finances, your career. So doesn't matter whether you're an entrepreneur or whatever it is, anything that falls into this category. And what we have, the first card that's actually showing up is the Emperor. And you can even see the ram's heads at the top here, right? So I don't know if I need to like kind of bring this up so that you can kind of see this, right? But we have this card is very much, it's actually an Aries card. It's a Mars ruled card, which that is a part of the energy that comes through with Aries, right? The Emperor is someone who has like, he's made it to this point. He's built his success, his ability to rule has come from a lot of different failures and successes, but having the drive to continue to move forward, to continue to do it. Generally, we can look at emperors and say that most of the time it's not by birthright like a lot of kings are, right? They're self-made. So this is about that kind of taking action, having the fortitude to make it and like move through, to overcome any kinds of obstacles. Like this guy, you can tell, like he's not some young emperor who's like green and hasn't had the experience. He's been through battles. He's gone through what he's had to go through to create and be self-made in the way that he's self-made. So this is the energy to carry with you through the month of March. And this is what you're being called into for the month of March when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your career, in any sense, right? So whether you're in a place of like management or you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is, needing to embody this energy, no matter what your position in a company is or anything like that, stepping into this kind of strength and that directed will, right? Like this is very much like the, like solar plexus type of energy, right? It's your will, it's your drive. So next we have the challenge. And so there's some kind of challenge that has to do with a partnership, business partnership for some of you. Maybe it's somebody that you're collaborating with, or maybe if you're working inside of a company and you're an employee inside of a business, maybe this is a coworker, or maybe this is people that you work with on a particular team. Whatever this is basically saying there's some kind of challenge in what was a connection that felt like it was cohesive and maybe harmonious. There's some kind of tension in that, and there's something to be looked at. We're going to get some clarification on that because I want to know more about this. Your actual spiritual advice, though, is to be in a place that is more optimistic. The Fool in this particular deck is a female, but the Fool is like upright, especially, is somebody who is optimistic. They're traversing the path. They're going on this journey. Everything is ripe and just starting at the beginning. This is a new experience, right? So whatever kind of, maybe this is the next level for some of you in your career. Perhaps this is a new project that you're starting. Maybe there's a refreshed perspective about your business or finances or whatever it is, but this is an optimistic place. So you're being asked to remember, in a lot of ways, I see these two are connected in a way, like the kind of energy of this youthful kind of exuberant innocence that comes with these two different cards, even here, right? Even in this space. So it's like these cards are all the kinds of cards that are reminding you to remember the abundance, remember the good life, remember to stay optimistic as you're moving through things, whatever the challenges are. So let's actually take a look at what is coming up with this kind of connection, this partnership or this collaboration. Why is this in the challenge position? I would like some more information for Aries about this. Okay. All right. So what we have showing up is, again, like this is inside of the Pentacles. The Pentacles are definitely all about the 3D world, right? It's all about the material. It's about the things that we build and work towards. It's about our finances. So how appropriate that this is actually showing up. This is somebody who is working with their skill. Now, it's very similar to, we have the 7 of Pentacles that's showing up over here, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles that's showing up over here. This is about putting in that work, developing your skill level and making sure that you're like honing your craft, you're honing your skills, you're actually working together with this. Now, perhaps the reason why this is showing up in the challenge position with this particular partnership is because there is like somebody's not pulling their weight. That could be you. Perhaps you're being called out, or this could be maybe the other person or persons that are involved in this partnership, in this kind of connection, right? There's an intertwining of energy, and someone needs to be paying attention to honing their skills, bringing their skills to the table, and putting the work in. So now, because we already saw that this was in the challenge position for you overall for the month, I'm gonna say that you're probably being called out. Some of you Aries are being called out, like, yes, enjoy life, but it's not just all fun and games and play. Yes, stay optimistic, but you still gotta put in the work. You still have to be able to make things work synergistically with other people, and that means you have to bring your skill level, you have to bring your stuff to the table, right? So with that, let's put that to the side for the moment, and let's take a look at, for Aries, what is happening for love life. Okay, perfect. So let's move these actually out of the way. Move these out to the side for the moment. Okay. So we have your love life that is happening here. Aries, let's bring these down. And then we want to take a look at also what is the influence that's coming through with the divine feminine energy. You could say goddess energy, right? We could say it's the divine feminine, but what energy is coming through? How are you being supported? What are you being asked to tap into and be called into when it comes to your, the kind of strengths that you can pull from, right? Okay, and then we're looking at the masculine energy here for you for the month of March. And let's get some deeper spiritual advice and invitation of what you're being invited into. Like, how are you being called forward? What's going to help you in the realms of love, in terms of with love, with your work, with your connections? What's going to be helpful, and what can you focus on? How can you be intentional? What shadows are also showing up in the space for you, right? And I would like to take a look at some other practical advice. So let's take a look here. And I feeling this one here. So that we're gonna look at the runes and we're gonna see what is showing up. So these are all what's going to be showing up in the in the extended version, which you'll find the links for down below for how you can check out the extended reading for your love life, for what masculine and feminine, divine masculine, feminine, god or goddess energy we are looking at, how you're being invited into a deeper spiritual practice. For those of you who want to kind of deepen your practices and know where to focus your attention to strengthen and grow, what shadows and blind spots are actually showing up, and what is some other practical advice. So the feedback that I got was to bring the love cards and the relationship cards into the extended readings. So please let me know. Please weigh in and tell me if this is something that resonates with you. Do you feel like this is a good setup? I'm still going to be experimenting with the format as we go forward. So I will see you in the extended. Thanks, Aries.